Hello everyone, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Abe.
And I'm Amanda.
I'm Jay.
I'm Josh too.
Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Disney's Wreck-It Ralph from 2012.
30 years I've been doing this.
I'm gonna wreck it!
I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
It's been fun, but now
All clear!
quitting time.
What a day. Everything changes now.
Ralph abandoned his game.
You're not from here, are you?
You're game jumping? One game at a time, Ralph.
Who the holy hotcakes are you?
Ralph!
Ralph.
Ralph, my man.
Wreck-It Ralph?
Disney's Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph stars John C. Reilly, Sarah Silverman, Jane Lynch, and is directed by Rich Moore. The plot of Wreck-It Ralph is that for decades, Ralph has played the bad guy in his popular arcade video game. In a bold move, he embarks on an action-packed adventure and sets out to prove to everyone that he is a true hero with a big heart. As he explores exciting new arcade worlds, he teams up with some unlikely friends, including feisty misfit Vanellope von Sweets. Then, when an evil enemy threatens everything, Ralph realizes he holds the fate of the entire arcade in his massive hands. Now, before I get started with my likes and dislikes for the movie, I will say this. This was the first time I've ever seen Wreck-It Ralph. Like a lot of these Disney movies, again, I'm trying to catch up on a lot of these. And honestly, for me, I haven't been much of a gamer, really. I'm more of a film guy than a game person. Again, I do play games every once in a while, especially now. I've been starting to really get more games than that, and you guys probably have seen that with my my complete video game collection, which I don't got much video games. But I have played video games, even some of the retro games, and this movie has a lot of retro stuff in it. So let's get on to my thoughts. What are my positives with Wreck-It Ralph? Honestly, for me, I really, even if you were to take the retro video game stuff out of the equation, it is a really good story. I really dug the story. I dug the characters. I thought there was a lot of emotional, a lot really good, well done emotional moments. Also, the animation's really good too. Like again, even if you were to take out the video game, aesthetic, the animation is really good. But I gotta give props. They've recreated a lot of the video game aesthetics really well, actually. Plus, it was honestly kind of amazing to see different video game characters, that with, as far as which ones they were able to get for to utilize with rights issues and that, they were able to put in, different characters. Seriously, it was kind of cool to see, Bowser and, mentions of Mario. Also, Sonic made a cameo. You also got, one of the villains in Street Fighter. You also got the two main characters in Street Fighter, which I played those games, especially I played that game before. It's a fun game. Actually, the humor's pretty good in this for the most part. I did laugh in quite a bit of moments. Actually, I did chuckle. So, also the pacing of this film is really good too. This film clocks in at 1 hour and 41 minutes, and it does not feel like that at all. It flies by really fast, but at the same time knows when to slow down so that you can get the emotional, character-driven stuff. And also, I actually did like the fact that, they did have a villain in this, and it was pretty obvious who is the villain. If you go and watch the movie, it's pretty obvious who it is. They throw in another twist villain stuff, but it's not in the way you would normally think when it comes to this modern-day Disney. They do throw in a lot more surprises than that with this villain. And I actually loved it. I was not expecting it, because other than trailers and that, I have not really seen anything of this movie. So I was not expecting what they did with the villain at all. I was kind of surprised even. And I thought that was actually really brilliant, actually. What are my negatives with Wreck-It Ralph? Honestly, for me, some of the humor doesn't land. They do throw in a bunch of poop jokes in that. and that's very childish, which is sad to say, considering for most part this film is really intelligent, it's intelligently written, and that it's mostly humor, and it's like they threw in a bunch of poop jokes in that, and I'm like, did they really just have to do that? But honestly, for me, that's really my only complaint, is that sometimes the humor doesn't land, and it's really immature humor in that at times, and doesn't really match well with the rest of the writing of the film. So with that said, I'm going to give Wreck-It Ralph 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really love this movie, actually. It's added on to my list of favorite Disney movies, actually, and just favorite films, really. Even if you're not a video game person, you gotta at least, really respect with what they did with this film. And that it's for me, I'm not much of a gamer, like I said. I mean, I play games throughout my life here and there, some retro, some not. I just recently started to get into playing more games more frequently, and I'm sure you would just love the film, even if, you just look at it as a film and not the video game aesthetic. But even then, you gotta at least give credit that they nailed the video game aesthetic, actually, the retro game stuff. And every game that they show in this world feels like it could have been actual real games, arcade games you would play in real life. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised Disney hasn't tried to do this, as far as I know. I actually would probably play a lot of these, arcade games if they were to come out with them. Which, I'm surprised Disney haven't done that. I mean, they milk so much stuff. It's why not do that? So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.